Jacob, mate, what are we driving today?
It's a Mazda 3.
A Mazda 3. I have never been more shocked, astonished, or luxuried in my life. At least not with a small hatchback. This thing is genuinely so surprising. And in today's review, I'm going to tell you why. So today we're going to answer a couple of questions. One, is this worth just under 37,000 Australian dollars drive away? And then two, why am I so astonished? Are you astonished?
Oh, super.
Always. Let's get into it. Before we get into that though, I want to thank today's video sponsor, CarTopia. CarTopia.com.au is an awesome place to find your next car. Whether it's used or new, you can contact dealers directly, list your own car for $9.90. That's cheap, Jacob. So for example, if I want to find my next SsangYong, all I have to do is type in SsangYong and it will find me a bunch of new ones or used ones that I can then buy and finance through CarTopia. So head over to cartopia.com.au using the link in the description below and find your next dream car. Now, as always, let's start with how this thing looks. I think objectively, this is the best looking hatch you can buy. At least that's not a performance hatch because it is gorgeous, so good looking. I love these headlights here. They're very narrow and slim. That's part of the Mazda design philosophy, something about samurais. You got a really cool grille here. It's very big, massive. I really like it, especially the way it's blacked out and contrasts with this Soul Crystal red metallic paint. I want to kiss it, but it's inanimate and I've learnt from my mistakes. Down here you get a little splitter as well, but otherwise there's not much to talk about because it's so simple. Coming to the side here, and again, I absolutely love it. Take a look at these 18-inch alloy wheels here. Across the range, you get some really cool wheel options. I love how they're grayed out, goes against the grain of this beautiful paint so well. Love it. Don't get stupid black plastic cladding either. Take a look at the side. It's a giant bubble. There aren't cuts and creases. Keyless entry and go here. You've also got a 360 camera there because this has the vision pack, which means that it comes with a bunch of different things. You should definitely get it because one of them is a really high definition 360 camera. I love that. Jacob, do you love that?
It's amazing.
You and I love each other. The back is probably my favorite. Now you can get this in a hatch or a sedan. I love the hatch. The sedan looks really good too though. Roof spoiler up there. Very bubbly design as you can see again. Really like the tail lights. This one is the E-Sky Active, which means it has a mild hybrid connected to its 2-litre 4-cylinder. It's a very, very mild hybrid as we'll get to, but it's new for this year, so love new stuff. Here you've got your little Mazda badge with an integrated boot release, and then down the bottom you get more black plastic, but it just works so well. Jacob, thoughts?
It looks incredible.
Incredible.
Seriously, especially in the red. Get the red.
Get the red. Let's move on to the interior. Okay, so what's the interior like on the Mazda 3? Well, long-time channel viewers, and if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe. They'll know that I'm quite cynical when it comes to cars in general. I think that a lot of manufacturers can do better. I don't think they could have done better. I really, really don't. You have soft touch materials absolutely everywhere, which is super important because it helps to soak up a lot of road noise, and it is everywhere, from this faux leather here to on the armrest, there's like memory foam. That's sick. Also, the design itself is really, really nice. I love the steering wheel. It's a beautiful leather unit with some of the nicest sounding buttons. Were you shocked?
I was like, let's record an ASMR video.
You genuinely could. They sound amazing. It's super functional. It's not in your face. I absolutely love it. Up ahead of you, you've got a really nice instrument cluster. The center is digital, doesn't show the most amount of information, but you can cycle through a few different, I guess, looks. Works really well. I have had no complaints about it, and I really like the tachometer is in its analog state. Up ahead of you is probably the most disappointing part of the interior. It's infotainment display, but it's not touch screen, and they did that for safety reasons, they say, but I don't know. You use this little control dial down here and it works really well, and I like using it, but sometimes you just want to touch the screen. And I know in some of the other newer Mazda models, they're kind of regressing back to that touch screen, but here you don't actually get it. So yeah, a bit disappointing, but still very functional. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are both wide, but they work very well. The other thing I don't really love is the amount of piano black plastic, because not only does it get dusty, it's already pretty scratched up, and this car is 2,000 kilometers on it. So really not that much. But in terms of storage, you got a little area up here where you can put your phone or whatever. Under this nice panel, you've got a couple of cup holders, which fit a water bottle. You've got a pretty massive glove box there too. In fact, it's ginormous, as are the door bins. They're really surprisingly big, even though they don't look it. And also this center armrest, not only can it slide back for you to put your phone in there, by the way, 2 USB ports and a 12-volt socket, it's got so much storage within there, it's not funny. It just all is super duper functional. The other thing I really like about this, now this is the Evolve trim, which is actually one of the lower specs, but it's still so well spec'd, as you can see. These seats, now they're cloth, but they are so comfy. And I was a bit disappointed when I saw them, felt them, not the nicest feeling, but you sit in them, they are super duper comfy. And best of all, the driver's seat is automatic adjustment. When I got into this for the first time, I was reaching around trying to find some manual pull tabs. No, this thing, automatic, baby. Should we talk about the back?
Let's.
Okay, so what about the back seats? Well, again, super impressed. Now, I'm 5'11" on a long-legged day, 5'10" on a short-legged day. Would you agree with that?
That's about right.
I'm actually 5'10". You got plenty of leg room here. Headroom is actually pretty decent, and tow room, pretty good as well. So no complaints there. You've got a couple of air vents back here. Unfortunately, there's no way to charge devices, at least as far as I can see. So that's probably not great if you've got kids. Here, you've got your center armrest. Ooh, look at that, with a couple of cup holders in there. Got the same kind of cloth back here, but it is super duper comfy. You could definitely get 2 full-size adults. In fact, I had someone sitting here that was 6'4" yesterday. Really emasculated me, Jacob. Really emasculated.
That's right, you'll get over it.
I don't think I will. And then here as well, you get a lot of soft touch materials, even again, memory foam in the door handles. It is just such a weirdly luxurious place to be. They don't position themselves as a luxury car, but it feels pretty pseudo-luxury. I like it. Okay, so what's boot space like? Well, technically it has one of the lowest amounts of boot space in its class, but that doesn't really tell all the story, because who the hell works in liters, Jacob? Do you work in liters?
I don't even know what that is.
I don't even know what that is either. But yes, you get a bunch of space in there. It doesn't look like it, but it really is a very usable amount of space. You also get a bit of underfloor storage, although your spare tire lives under there, so it's not a huge amount. You can also put down the back seats. It's a little bit awkward to get, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty damn easy. But then once you do that, you get a huge amount of space within there too. So yeah, very impressed by the packaging. It's not as bad as it says on paper. Now, this is the eSkyactiv G, as I said, the new G20E. You can also get a G25. That just means that it has a 2.5 litre 4-cylinder. This is the smaller 2-litre 4-cylinder. Not that it really matters, to be honest, because this thing, as you'll see in a moment, has plenty of punch. It's also got the mild hybrid. That's why it's the G20E. But as I said, it's a very mild hybrid. All it really does is allows the car to be stopped, turned off longer at traffic lights, for example, than it would be if it had a smaller battery. So yeah, take that with a grain of salt. Apparently it also gives you a boost of power, but I have never felt that. Jacob, have you?
Not once in my life.
Not once in your life, which admittedly has been quite small.
It's been a short life.
Insignificant?
Yeah, some would say.
Too far?
Meaningless.
114 kilowatt of power, 200 newton meters of naturally aspirated torque. And yeah, it puts down power pretty damn well. But how well does it do it, Jacob?
Oh, bloody well.
Well, let's find out by launching it. Okay, so now we're gonna launch the Mazda 3, all 114 kilowatts
Of glory.
of glory, straight to the front wheels in an open diff format. Turn on. Are you ready, friend?
So ready.
What do you think it's gonna do 0 to 100?
8.8.
Oof. You have faith, my friend. I have a little less faith because it's a smaller little baby engine. I'm gonna say it's 9.8 seconds.
Ooh, okay.
Let's see who's more correct. Right. Fist me and fist me hard. Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
You know what I love about Mazdas? The traction lets you slip out a little bit. Oh! Sorry, friend. I was right, you were wrong. Didn't you? In your face.
Good job, bro. I'm proud of you.
All right, friend.
Alrighty.
Another day, another dollar.
As they say.
Guess what we're about to do?
I don't know.
We're on a gravel road right now, and I've got to be honest, one of the things that this doesn't do that well is low speed comfortability. What I mean by that is a bit on the stiffer end. It feels a bit more set up for sportiness than it does gravel road driving, though. To be fair, I don't think any little city hatchback is ever going to do well around there. I could be wrong, but I'm yet to find a good one. Oh, one of my favorite things about any car these days is that they all have
Wheels.
and the sport mode button turn on. For a base model engine, it does pretty damn well.
There we go.
Can I be honest with you? I think I would go for the G20, which is the 2 litre, over the G25, the 2.5 litre. Can I tell you why?
Why?
You're spending about $4,000 less, and this car's not pretending to be a sports car. Yes, that car, the G25, has a lot more torque in it. It's got a healthy torque number, but who really wants to be thrown back into their seat in their Mazda 3?
Not me, that's for sure.
No, and I would rather have the better fuel economy of the 2 litre.
Yeah. Even though it's pretty close still, I think in today's climate,
Can I give it a bit more sauce?
go for it.
Do you know what? I really like the sound of the engine. Oh yeah, that's hot. Now today is a bit of a wet day, but look how well this thing handles. It is so flat. So one of the benefits of having that kind of stiffer suspension tune is when you're actually on the back roads or you're going a bit faster, my God, this thing feels so good.
It's very planted.
It's so planted. It defies physics. I think this is one of the best driving hatches I've ever driven. That's a big call.
Yeah, like not a hot hatch, 100%, yeah.
Not at all. There's something about the really raspy engine note that I love. This is like absurdly good though. Not much body roll, turns corners really, really well.
I'm impressed.
I'm really impressed. I'm genuinely very impressed. Are you comfy?
I'm very comfy. And these seats are holding me in place really well as well.
Yeah, I know, right? For base model cloth seats. The other thing I really like is that it's relatively quiet in here. Like it's surprisingly quiet for 35 grand. It is surprising. It's really surprising that it's this good.
Do you remember the other adjectives?
I don't. What was it?
It's quite astonishing as well.
It's astonishing. I'm astonished.
Surprising wasn't actually one of the adjectives.
Oh, really?
Shocking. It was quite shocking.
Shocking.
Yeah.
You know what else is shocking?
Saucy corner.
Saucy corner.
And start-stop.
Come on. All naturally aspirated power. Built power right at the 6,500 red line. Do you know what? It keeps pulling up the hill though. Even with us two porky lads. Wait, what was the word?
Rotund.
Rotund men. We were reading someone else's review that called themselves rotund. That was a bit of understeer.
Oh.
But hey, it did that pretty damn well.
That was impressive.
For a front wheel drive, not claiming in any way to be a sporty hatch, that did so well.
On a damp day, around a double hairpin.
Around the double
What
hairpin.
can you hope for?
Nothing. And with that, let's get into our final thoughts. Okay, so what are my final thoughts on the Mazda 3, specifically the G20E? Well, yes, I'm still shocked. I'm still astonished, and I'm luxuried to my gills because, frankly, for 36,500 Australian dollars drive away, you get so much. I genuinely thought that I was driving in a top spec, and it's actually a mid to lower spec. What they've done with the Mazda 3 is absurd. It looks beautiful. The interior is absolutely gorgeous. It feels luxurious, and you wouldn't get that in an i30. You just wouldn't. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section just below that like button, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'd love to have you around. You get to see awesome reviews like this, and sometimes a cameo from Jacob.
I'll be in there sometimes.
Why don't you click over there and watch one of my other reviews? I highly recommend it. So does Jacob.
Highly, highly recommend it, in fact.
In fact, thank you guys very much. Ciao for now.